What is up guys, it's Tyler once again and I'm coming at you guys with another content of Cookie Kingdom. In this video I want to go over the fully updated PvP tier list, including Moon Rabbit Cookie, Sonic Cookie, and Tails Cookie, with all of the other epics, ancients, and legendary that are available in this game. Anyways guys, if you guys find this video helpful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you guys don't miss out on any future Cookie Kingdom videos I upload on YouTube. Anyways, with all that out of the way, let's get right into the video. Alright guys, so here we go, let's get into it. So obviously before I start this tier list, I do want to tell you guys, this is my own tier list. You do not need to follow anything that I say. This is up to you guys, and you make your own decision after watching my video. If you guys agree with it, then that's cool with me. If you guys disagree with me, that's also cool with me. If you guys do disagree though, please let me know in the comments below and tell me why you disagree and the reasoning behind it. Anyways guys, let's get right into it. So the tier list is always going to be the same: SS, S, A, B, C, and D. You guys know that SS is going to be God tier, pretty much you need to use. It's a must. S tier is really good. A, good. B, average. C, nah, shouldn't, stay away from it. D, just don't ever use again. Okay? Alright, so let's get right into it. So starting with Almond. Almond is going to be an S tier because of the fact that there is that one-shot comp with the Tiger Lily and Ginger Brave using Almond, and Almond is just going to be shredding the team with that skill. And if you don't have Almond, then there's no way for you to do that one-shot build. So Almond is going to be at that S tier. Next one is going to be Black Raisin. Black Raisin is also going to be at an S tier because of the fact that she is doing a ton of damage, and she's mainly used for that one-shot build along with Almond, as well as a lot of different comps in the Masters and Diamond area where they do still use a lot of Black Raisin to deal a ton of damage to your middle lane. So I'm going to be putting Black Raisin at S tier. Chili Pepper is going to be at C tier for me because of the fact that Chili Pepper is still doing decent amount of damage, especially for the newer players who don't have any other assassin or ambush cookie except for Chili Pepper. Chili Pepper still can do decent amount of damage. It's just the fact that there are just better cookies out there. So I will be putting Chili Pepper at C tier, and that'll be it. Cream Puff is going to be at D tier for the fact that Cream Puff does not do anything very well, guys. Damage is very bad. Healing is very bad. She just has nowhere in the meta, nowhere in the team comp that where you should be using Cream Puff. She is going to be a character or a cookie that you want to be used as a collection for that bond, and that's pretty much it, guys. Next one is going to be Dark Choco. Dark Choco is actually going to be at A tier, and the fact is that Dark Choco, yes, it does that 20% defense debuff. However, Dark Choco does not have anything other than that. The defense stat of Dark Choco and the tanking ability of Dark Choco is very lacking compared to all the other tanks out in the game that are used in the arena, and that is why I'm going to be putting Dark Choco at A tier, because of the fact that he is pretty squishy compared to other tanks in the game. Next one is going to be Lilac. Lilac is actually going to be an A tier too, for the fact that Lilac is super good, but it's only for a speed comp, and some people don't even use Lilac. However, I'll have to say, if you are using Lilac in a speed comp, or you are running a speed comp, then Lilac is going to make your speed comp just so much better, and I highly recommend that you do use Lilac in a speed comp. Next one is going to be Espresso, guys. I am actually going to be bumping Espresso up to A tier. I think I put Espresso at B tier, but I do agree with a lot of the people who have commented and said, you know, Espresso is still doing a ton of damage, has that, you know, sucking ability to the middle, and also the exploding to interrupt some skills at a perfect timing. So I'm gonna actually have to put Espresso at A tier. I do agree with them, and I did kind of not give Espresso enough credit for his abilities in doing burst damage as well as the skill interruption, and I'll be putting Espresso at A tier for this PvP tier list. Next one is going to be Fit Cookie. Fit Cookie is going to be a D tier, guys. Do not use Fit Cookie. That even that attack debuff is not worth it for a slot in your team. I would highly recommend that you do invest in another support or even another DPS if you're going to be using Fit Cookie. So please stay away from Fit Cookie. Alright, next one is going to be Herb Cookie. Herb Cookie is going to be at S tier because of the fact that in the arena there is no real area restriction, and your cookies are definitely going to be healed in that area where Herb is able to heal. And compared to other supports in the arena, Herb is definitely going to be doing the second most healing right after Pure Vanilla, and for that reason Herb is going to be at an S tier. Next one is going to be our newly buffed Holleberry, and Holleberry is going to be at SS tier. Everybody is using Holleberry, especially in the top ranking, and Holleberry just is destroying the meta. Obviously, it's not a very like essential cookie, but definitely for a lot of the higher ranking players, if you don't have Holleberry and you're using Strawberry Crepe against the Holleberry, Holleberry definitely does overpower Strawberry Crepe. I highly recommend that if you do have Holleberry and you are able to pull her, it is wise for you to invest in Holleberry now. With a 30% defense buff as well as 25% HP buff on her stats, she just became tankier and more beefier for that frontline tank. So I'll be putting Holleberry at SS tier. Next one is going to be Kumio. Kumio is going to be at C tier for me because of the fact that she does do charming. However, she is not doing much after that. Her damage is weak, her tanking ability is weak. As a frontline tank, as a charge cookie, I wouldn't be using Kumio as my frontline tank, and I would just highly recommend that you use other cookies that are in the SS, S, or even A tier. Next one is going to be Latte. I like to put Latte at S tier, and the reason why I am actually putting Latte at S tier compared to Espresso at A tier is this, guys. Latte has an Immobilize for 5 seconds as well as Silence for 1 second, and it has an ability to prevent the enemies from coming to you, and on top of that, it is a great counter to the Almond, Tiger Lily, and Gingerbread comp. And however, Espresso is not able to do that because of the fact that Latte has a silence preventing them from casting their spells. So I want to be putting Latte at S tier for having all of those util as well as damage. Licorice is going to be at S tier as well for the fact that Licorice is still a very strong cookie, having those minions preventing your team from being wiped out from that one-shot team as well as giving the 20% defense buff to all of your teammates and dealing damage. Licorice Cookie is very versatile, I'll have to say. If you do have Licorice Cookie, use them in PvE as well as PvP. I'm going to be putting Madeline Cookie at S tier as well for this tier list, guys, because of the fact that if you are using a speed comp, then Madeline cannot be out of your speed comp, guys. Madeline is going to be your best friend when it comes to a speed comp, dealing ton of damage, having the debuff immunity for 10 seconds, as well as doing AoE damage. Madeline Cookie is going to be your best friend, dealing ton of damage as well. Next one is going to be Mango Cookie. Mango Cookie is going to be at A tier, and the fact that I'm putting Mango Cookie at A tier is because he is not doing ton of damage, and his buff for 10% attack is not that much, and compared to other cookies out there, compared to like Licorice or Latte, I would say Mango is not going to be able to catch up to them, being very viable in different team comps, and I'll have to put Mango at A tier. Next one is going to be Milk Cookie. Milk Cookie is also going to be at A tier for the fact that yes, he is pretty good with the tanking, but once his taunt runs out and once his 50% damage resist buff runs out, he is vulnerable to all of the damage. And with Sorbet being a super tank buster and the bug being fixed, I'll have to say Milk Cookie is going to have to be at an A tier rather than S or SS tier. Alright guys, next one is going to be Mint Choco. Mint Choco is actually going to be at S tier for the fact that he is so good at being used for a speed comp as well as other comps in the game and in the arena, being a very good support slash healer slash buffer. He's able to increase your attack speed by a ton and also do a crazy amount of healing for a support. So I'm going to be putting Mint Choco at S tier. Alright guys, our new addition to our epic lineup, Moon Rabbit Cookie, is going to be at an A tier, and here is the reasoning behind it, guys. Moon Rabbit Cookie can be a great healer. Doing a ton of healing even could exceed Pure Vanilla's healing, but here's the catch: you have to be able to kill the enemy. If you're not able to kill the enemy cookies, then the healing is not going to come, and you're not able to use Moon Rabbit Cookie the way you intended. And in the upper ranks, guys, Holleberry is just so tanky, Strawberry Crepe is so tanky, and having Moon Rabbit Cookie not being able to tank for your team while she is using her skill definitely brings the tankiness of Moon Rabbit Cookie down and leaves the team vulnerable to the enemy attack. That's why I'm gonna have to put Moon Rabbit Cookie at A tier. You guys definitely can use Moon Rabbit Cookie, but I would say it's more towards a team where you just do crazy amount of burst in order to keep the team alive with Moon Rabbit Cookie's healing. Besides that, if you're going for the long run, I wouldn't say Moon Rabbit Cookie is worth it. Definitely going to be outshined by Strawberry Crepe and Holleberry in the arena. Alright guys, so here is a change with Parfait guys. I did put Parfait at SS tier for the last mid-September tier list for Arena, but I'm going to be putting at S tier. To be fair, she is a great support. She does a crazy amount of healing over time, as well as give the 40% debuff resist and the 10% defense buff. However, you can't say she is going to be better than Minchoco, because Minchoco's healing is almost around the same as Parfait, and Minchoco has his own perks of being able to increase the attack speed, and I want to say they are both great support and would be going, you know, they're pretty much equal to each other. So I want to put Parfait back at S tier, and we'll be leaving the SS tier for somebody else. Alright, next cookie is going to be Pastry. I'm going to be putting Pastry actually at A tier this time around, guys. I know I put Pastry at S tier, but the fact that Pastry needs to be used in a speed comp, I think is going to make her an A tier instead of an S tier. Yes, Madeline Cookie actually can be used in various different versions of speed comp, but Pastry needs to be in a full speed comp in order for her to be viable. If you do use her, you need to have Minchoco, you need to have an Enchanted Rogue, you need to have Lilac as well if you want to do a ton of burst damage with Pastry's skill. But I will have to say it's not very reasonable for a lot of the players out there who doesn't have the ability to make a full speed comp. So I want to be putting Pastry at A tier instead of an S tier for this tier list, guys. Next one is going to be Poison Mushroom. Poison Mushroom is going to be staying at C tier for me, guys, because of the fact that yes, the poison can do damage, but for over time it's just not worth it, and I wouldn't say using Poison Mushroom is the greatest idea. If you're versing someone like Parfait, the damage definitely goes down by a ton. If you're going against Herb, the purification just gets rid of it. Madeline can't even be affected by the poison because of the immunity, and Hollyberry just is so tanky that the poison is just going to tickle her, and the healers are just going to heal her right back up. So I want to just say Poison Mushroom is going to be staying at C tier, guys. Yes, definitely can be strong in or earlier ranks like Silver and Gold. However, when you get higher, Poison Mushroom is not going to be able to do much in your team. Alright guys, next one is going to be Pomegranate. I'm actually going to keep Pomegranate at A tier, and I'm going to be putting Minchoco and Parfait at S tier. And the reasoning is this. Yes, the 20% attack buff can be good. However, Pomegranate's healing is definitely weaker than Minchoco and Parfait's. And also, it is hard to utilize that 20% attack buff for all of the teams that are in this game right now. Yes, definitely there are teams that utilize Pomegranate to do a massive amount of damage, but with the Feather being in the meta right now, and also having Parfait and everybody else just doing constant heal, I believe Pomegranate is just kind of being pushed out of the meta and going to have to stay at A tier. Alright guys, the next one is going to be Pure Vanilla. Pure Vanilla definitely is going to be at SS tier, and there's never going to be a chance where Pure Vanilla is going to be pushed out of SS tier for being a healer, guys. He is just so good. His healing is amazing, his normal auto attack healing is amazing, as well as a skill giving that 20% of HP as a shield. There's no way anybody can beat that in this game. Pure Vanilla SS tier, if you have him, make sure to use him as your healer. Next one is going to be Purple Yam. Purple Yam is actually going to be staying at B tier for the fact that yes, he can do a great tanking in a sense. Yes, but he is lacking a lot of utility. He just pushes the enemies with his spinning move, and that is pretty much it. Everybody else can do so much more. I would say there are comps out there in the arena that utilizes Purple Yam, but being the triple tank meta right now in the arena, I would say Purple Yam actually got pushed down from being in the top ranking, and I'll have to be putting Purple Yam at B tier. Alright guys, actually Raspberry now. Raspberry is going to be staying at S tier, but very close at being an SS tier in my opinion, for the fact that Raspberry Cookie can actually target Seafaerie and just do a ton of damage and just knock her out of the game before that 1 minute mark. And Raspberry Cookie has in the meta currently right now, and I'll have to say she's probably, if I had an S plus tier, Raspberry will be an S plus tier. That 40% attack debuff, as well as that insane amount of damage to your Seafaerie or the Sorbet on the other team, is just definitely going to be making Raspberry Cookie a meta in this arena season right now. Alright, next one is going to be Rye Cookie. Rye Cookie is going to be S tier as well because of the fact that the Raymond or the Ray Almond comp is just still so good. You know, you use Rye and Almond together. Sea Fairy, if your Rye is strong enough, cannot survive, guys. And you're gonna be popping that feather as soon as your first skill goes off, and then at the second time, Sea Fairy will be gone even before that 1 minute mark. And I'll have to say Rye is just so strong. Going to be putting her at S tier. Definitely if you're using Rye, use with Almond to maximize her damage against your enemies. Next one is going to be Sea Fairy. Sea Fairy is going to be at SS tier, no doubt about it. The best bomber in the game right now, currently doing ton of damage as well as stunning the entire team for 3 seconds. Is going to be making Sea Fairy as a best DPS in the game, and everybody is using her in the team comps, and there is no other place for her in the tier list except as an SS tier. Alright, Snow Sugar Cookie is going to be at D tier, and the reasoning behind it is Snow Sugar Cookie's skill is just not very good, guys. Even with the buff that Snow Sugar Cookie got from the update, it doesn't make Snow Sugar Cookie any better than it was before. And I'll have to say Snow Sugar Cookie is going to be at a D tier. That attack speed debuff just doesn't work in this sense because of the fact that a lot of the cookies just do a ton of damage with the skill, and attack speed does not matter when it comes to skills. So Snow Sugar Cookie is going to be at D tier. And here we go, guys, our new addition, the special cookie, Sonic Cookie, is going to be at A tier. Yes, Sonic Cookie definitely can do a lot of damage here and there, and also increases your attack speed by 15%. However, Mint Choco does 40%, okay? And the Enchanted Robe just does so much. And I'll have to say, Sonic cannot replace someone like Lilac, cannot replace someone like Pastry, cannot replace somebody like Madeline in a speed comp. And I'll have to say, yes, you can use Sonic to get some extra speed, attack speed buff, but I don't think it's a cookie that can replace the current speed comps cookies. And I'll have to just put Sonic at A tier for the fact that yes, he still does a lot of damage, and yes, he still buffs, but is not the best. So I'll have to put Sonic at A tier. Alright, next one is going to be Sparkling. Sparkling is going to stay at A tier for this tier list as well, guys. The 25% crit boost definitely is strong, and a lot of people are actually using that buff to make a crit burst team and just destroying the enemies with the buff of Sparkling Cookie. So I'll have to put Sparkling Cookie at A tier for the fact that Sparkling Cookie, yes, the healing is there, but main use is for that 25% crit buff, and I'll just have to put Sparkling at A tier for that reason. Alright, guys, next one is going to be Sorbet. Sorbet is going to be staying at SS tier. In the arena is the Sorbet meta, guys. Sorbet just destroys the entire tank in the other team, and I'll have to say Sorbet Shark, if Sorbet Shark doesn't get a nerf, I don't ever think Sorbet is going to get pushed out of the meta. Even with the triple tank comp right now, guys, yes, it works, but if the enemy team does have Strawberry Crepe and prevents your Raspberry from assassinating Sorbet or Sea Fairy, then definitely Sorbet still has a chance to annihilate the tanks in the front and just turn the tides of the battle. So I have to say Sorbet is going to be SS tier, providing that true damage to the enemy tanks, you know, just ignoring all the defense buff, all the damage resist and everything like that. So Sorbet definitely going to be staying at SS tier. Next one is going to be Squid Ink. Squid Ink is going to be at A tier, guys. Squid Ink is actually really strong, but for the same reason that it is just a burst cookie, I'll just have to say Squid Ink is going to be at A tier. It's gonna do more damage probably than Latte and Licorice. However, Latte and Licorice, they do have utility built into their skill, whereas Squid Ink only has the burst damage. So I'll have to say Squid Ink is going to be staying at A tier. Alright, guys, here we go. Next one is going to be Strawberry Crepe. I want to put Strawberry Crepe at SS tier for the fact that Strawberry Crepe still does do a great amount of tanking, as well as providing that 50% damage resist. However, Strawberry Crepe is coming up and down and up and down, I believe, because of the fact that Hollyberry did get buffed, as well as there being that Sorbet meta still. Strawberry Crepe can be good, but won't be able to survive Sorbet as well as Hollyberry. And I'll have to say, yes, Strawberry Crepe still going to be at SS tier, but I would say sooner or later, I think Strawberry Crepe is going to be coming down to the S tier, you know, when a new cookie comes out. Alright guys, next one is going to be Tails Cookie. Tails Cookie is going to be at A tier for the same reason as Sonic Cookie. Yes, Tails Cookie can do the damage. Yes, Tails Cookie can give that defense buff, but it is just that I don't think it's really replaceable with any of the other cookies that are in the current meta, and I'll just have to put Sonic and Tails Cookie both at A tier. Next one is going to be Tiger Lily. Tiger Lily is going to be S tier for the fact that yes, the one-shot comp is still in the meta. That team is never gonna disappear, guys. The Junior Brave Tiger Lily Almond comp is never gonna be gone, and I'll have to say Tiger Lily is going to be S tier. And a lot of people are actually using Tiger Lily by herself along with Hollyberry, Sea Fairy, Sorbet, and Pure Vanilla, just so that you could have that stun and mess up their cooldown, which is awesome when it comes to being the defense side. So I'll have to say Tiger Lily is going to be S tier even without that one-shot comp. Alright guys, next one is going to be Red Velvet. Red Velvet is going to be at an A tier. Yes, Red Velvet actually does a lot of different, things for the team, pulling the rearmost enemy to the front, preventing healing, as well as doing a ton of damage, but I don't think it's worth it being at an S tier, guys. And the fact that people don't use Red Velvet in the upper ranking just proves that Red Velvet is still very lacking when it comes to being a tank, as well as having that massive 20-second cooldown. Just is so hard to use his skill more than 1 or 2 times. So I'll have to say Red Velvet is going to stay that at A tier. Alright guys, here we go, Vampire Cookie. I know a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but Vampire actually is going to come down from S tier to A tier, and here is the reason why. Yes, Vampire can do a ton of damage when the enemy rearmost cookies do not have good damage resist, but I'll have to say people are catching up quick, guys, and a lot of people are building full damage resist for their back lanes, like for their Parfait and Pure Vanilla, preventing Vampire from actually doing the job that he's supposed to do, one-shotting that rearmost enemy. However, because of that reason, Vampire Cookie is coming off the meta a little bit, and I'll have to say A tier is probably going to be the place for Vampire Cookie for the reason being Vampire is not even shown in the top masters. Yes, Vampire is being very good in the lower ranks, however it's very average when it comes to diamond and lower masters. So I'm gonna have to be putting Vampire at A tier, and if we want to compare, I would even say maybe even Red Velvet is even stronger or more useful than Vampire when it comes to dealing with a higher rank with a lot of damage resist. And the last one here is going to be Werewolf Cookie. Werewolf Cookie is going to be at D tier. Actually, maybe C tier. I'll have to give Werewolf Cookie a little bit of credit. Yes, he can do AoE damage once he is transformed, as well as gain some extra buff as HP and the HP buff when he is in that wolf form. But you gotta realize that is pretty much it. There is no extra things going on with Werewolf Cookie, and I'll just have to say yes, Werewolf Cookie can be okay in the beginning, but later on you should drop Werewolf Cookie and add in Dark Choco, Hollyberry, Madeline for speed comp, as well as Milk Cookie or even Strawberry Crate. So that's gonna be it, guys. That's gonna be the updated or the fully updated September 2021 PvP tier list for this arena season, and obviously the new update is going to be coming soon, I believe, guys. And once that comes out and once the cookies are tested out, and I'll be updating the tier list one more time. I hope this video was helpful. Just keep in mind once again that this tier list is my own opinion, and this does not have to be yours. You can always change it according to how you like it and how you guys feel like it. And also just let me know down in the comments below why you disagree with some of the choices that I made for this tier list. I hope this video was helpful, guys, and if it was, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the like button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so that you guys don't miss out on any future Cookie Kingdom videos I upload on YouTube. Anyways guys, thanks for watching once again, and I'll see you guys next time.